Hey guys, long time no see. We're just going to call this the do-over video. Since that trip up to Napa the other weekend, I've been like, oh, I need to make a video, I need to make a video, I need to make a video, blah, 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 I can't even speak. And you know how when you procrastinate on something, I then realized I've missed 2 Thursdays and I don't know how much I weighed, and then my weight has been stalling and I got very angry about that, and then PMS has been raging through my body and I've been wanting to eat everything in sight. So I didn't make a video for a long time because I was just kind of feeling frustrated and didn't want to go out there and be a failure. And I know I'm not a failure because the me of before would have eaten everything in sight, but eaten a lot more of everything in sight, and gained a lot more weight instead of maintaining, which is fundamentally what I've done. So I decided, as today was the first of the month, that I would go ahead and make a video, and we're just going to call this do-over. So I'm at 152 today, which is great because that's, well, a crap load down. We won't even know what it is down, but it's 2 pounds away from being officially in the 140s, which I'm very excited about because we're officially going to consider that lighter than my husband, which is a big deal. And I think it actually may be lighter than my husband this morning. It's been a big deal. He's 6 foot tall, I'm 5'4". Weighing less than him has been a major milestone for me for as long as I can remember. And it also means that I'm 12 pounds away from my very heaviest. I weighed, when I very started this journey back in 2003, somewhere between 240 and 250 pounds. And so I've made 140 my benchmark for really having lost 100 pounds. Now, how I've gotten there has been a kind of a windy route, but that's it. So, do-over, we are starting today on the 1st, and we're going to start tracking weight and all that good sort of stuff. The other thing I want to do in this video is I was tagged by one of my other VSG video bloggers, Olive for Beauty, and she's super sweet and actually lives right around the corner from my family in Texas, and we in our own way, I think, have been motivating each other. So these are my answers to her questions that she asked to do. So what do you see in the mirror that I love? Now, not that you can actually see it today because I've got my headband on and it's all greasy and gross from biking home tonight, but my hair. I was really blessed genetically, I guess, with crazy curly hair, and it's quite fine, and I have crap loads of it, and it will do pretty much what I want it to do. I'm also over 40 and don't have a gray hair on my head, so I really love my hair. It took me a really long time from a little girl to learn to love my hair, but now that I do, it's a big thing for me. One food I love to eat. Actually, let me go get it. You've seen these before. They're the Chobani Greek yogurts. I love yogurt. I've always loved yogurt. I split my lip twice, once up here and once down here, which is why I have kind of a wonky smile, when I was a kid and could only eat yogurt while my lips were, because I couldn't move my mouth, and never got sick of it then. I actually, the other day, oh, let me bring it around. I was talking about how I was eating too much, ate so much that it made me ill, and threw up yogurt. Sorry, TMI. And I still love it. It's ridiculous. I could eat this, specifically this brand with the peach. I haven't gotten sick of it yet, until the cows come home. I'm a big fan of the yogurt. And then one word that describes me best. So let me tell you a little story about this. I, as you know, was doing I'm doing in the middle of a marathon, half marathon a month program. God, I can't even speak tonight. We're still making the video. Half marathon a month program. Last month it was the San Francisco half marathon, and if you haven't seen the video for that, it is in the links, videos to the side. Last weekend I ran the Santa Rosa half marathon just north of here, and it was stunningly pretty. If anybody wants to run a half marathon next year, I'm totally going back because it was pretty much flat the whole way. It was also on a trail, fairly wide one, next to a creek. It was 70 degrees, a little bit of sunshine, totally small race. And anyway, there's a point to this story. I went with my friend Laura, who you will hear more about as I do a lot of my races, because Laura is the reason I actually started racing in the beginning and did my very first triathlon. I think I've talked about her when I did the Austin Dance Skin. She was my partner in crime for that. And I talked to her, I said, what one word would you use to describe me? And she came up with some crazy word that I didn't know the meaning of, but it basically meant one of a kind. And I said, well, everybody's one of a kind. I didn't like that. And we were carrying on having a conversation about our lives, and I've got some stuff going on in my life that's adding to the slight stress level of everything at the moment. And she said, you've got a lot of gumption. And we both kind of looked at each other and we went, that's the word. So the one word to describe me, although it's not related to scripture, but is someone with gumption. I'll give anything pretty much a try. I'm fairly fearless, and I kind of go with everything with gusto, which is why things are a little crazy. So those are the three questions that Olive for Beauty had. As I mentioned, did the Santa Rosa half marathon last weekend. Not a personal record for me this time. I felt like I was chasing myself on the race. I was like 2 minutes slower, so not significantly. But the good news is I came in 19th in my age group, which just seems insane. It was a teeny tiny race, but still, I'm totally taking it. What else? Going to see my surgeon on Friday, Dr. Srangle. A little scared of him, I have to say. So those of you who are Dr. Srangle patients, he's very, very good, but a little scary. So I've worked myself into a tizzy. I'm just basically an emotional wreck at the moment. We'll just sign it up for that. So the big news, just to kind of throw it out there so you know I'm a bit of a wreck on everything. Yes, I'm PMSing. We already talked about that. I also quit my job, and I'm taking a month off to hang out with my husband because he is leaving in October to go sail around the Pacific Ocean by himself for a year. So quit my job, husband leaving me to go sailing, and it's actually all great and fabulous. I will talk about it on another video. I'm super excited for him. And yes, I've known about this forever. It's great. And I also have a new job, and that was actually super stressful. I had, which is kind of crazy to say, 3 different companies I was talking to go work for them. So I am going to work for a new company in the Bay Area. It's a startup. They could not be nicer, and I'm super excited. But I don't start there until October, so I'm looking forward to having a month off to go see my family. I'm going to Europe, doing all sorts of things. I'm going to Europe to run a half marathon. So yeah, it's been a lot recently. So forgive me for not doing my videos and getting the information out there. I will try and do better. I'm also going to try and really refocus and do a do-over on focusing on what I'm eating, getting in the right exercise, and really focusing on my goals. Olive for Beauty actually said in her last video about thinking every time you make a decision, because we're about I think 2 weeks apart on surgery dates, we've both gotten to this point now where you could really eat anything. Everything is a choice now. Before you didn't have choices, but now everything is a choice. And it's a little back to the old self of actually, making the individual choices about what it is you're going to do. And she committed to saying, is this choice of what I'm about to do going to move me forward in my goals? And so I'm committing with her, I'm about to sneeze, to make that same choice. So Olive for Beauty, I'm glad I've inspired you. You've totally inspired me. So the beep was telling me that my time's up, so I'm going to wrap up. You all have a wonderful 3-day weekend. I know I'm going to enjoy it, and I will catch you next week. Take care.